Chorography is the art of describing or mapping a region, a district, and by extension such a description a map. This term derives from the writings of the ancient geographer Pomponius Mela and Ptolemy, where it meant the geographical description of regions. However, its resonances of meaning have varied at different times. Richard Helgerson states that chorography defines itself by opposition to chronicle. It is the genre devoted to place, and chronicle is the genre devoted to time. Roll prefers a broad definition of the representation of space or place. Ptolemy's definition. In his text of the Geographia, Ptolemy defined geography as the study of the entire world, but chorography as the study of its smaller parts, provinces, regions, cities, or ports. Its goal was an impression of a part, as when one makes an image of just an ear or an eye, and it dealt with the qualities rather than the quantities of the things that it sets down. Ptolemy implied that it was a graphic technique, comprising the making of views, since he claimed that it required the skills of a draftsman, a landscape artist, rather than the more technical skills of recording proportional placements. Ptolemy's most recent English translators, however, render the term as regional cartography. Renaissance revival. Ptolemy's text was rediscovered in the West at the beginning of the 15th century, and the term chorography was revived by humanist scholars. An early instance is a small-scale map of Britain in an early 15th century manuscript, which is labeled a tabula chorographica. John Dee in 1570 regarded the practice as an underling and a twig of geography, by which the plat of a particular place would be exhibited to the eye. The term also came to be used, however, for written descriptions of regions. These regions were extensively visited by the writer, who then combined local topographical description, summaries of the historical sources, and local knowledge and stories, into a text. The most influential example was probably William Camden's Britannia, which described itself on its title page as a chorographical descriptio. William Harrison in 1587 similarly described his own description of Britain as an exercise in chorography, distinguishing it from the historical, chronological text of Hollershed's Chronicles. Peter Heylin in 1652 defined chorography as the exact description of some kingdom, country, or particular province of the same, and gave as examples Pausanias's description of Greece, Camden's Britannia, Lodovico Guicciardini's Descrizione di tutti I paesi bassi, and Leandro Alberti's Descrizione d'Italia. Camden's Britannia was predominantly concerned with the history and antiquities of Britain, and, probably as a result, the term chorography in English came to be particularly associated with antiquarian texts. William Lambarde, John Stowe, John Hooker, Michael Drayton, Tristram Risdon, John Aubrey and many others used it in this way, arising from a gentlemanly topophilia and a sense of service to one's county or city, until it was eventually often applied to the genre of county history. A late example was William Gray's Chorographia, a survey of the antiquities of the city of Newcastle upon Tyne. Even before Camden's work appeared, Andrew Melville in 1574 had referred to chorography and chronology as the TWA lights of history. However, the term also continued to be used for maps and map-making, particularly of sub-national or county areas. William Camden praised the county map-makers Christopher Saxton and John Norden as most skillful chorographers, and Robert Plot in 1677 and Christopher Pack in 1743 both referred to the county maps as chorographies. By the beginning of the 18th century, the term had largely fallen out of use in all these contexts, being superseded for most purposes by either topography or cartography. Samuel Johnson in his dictionary made a distinction between geography, chorography and topography, arguing that geography dealt with large areas, topography with small areas, but chorography with medium-sized areas, being less in its object than geography, and greater than topography. In practice, however, the term is only rarely found in English by this date. Modern usages. In more technical geographical literature, the term had been abandoned as city views and city maps became more and more sophisticated and demanded a set of skills that required not only skilled draftsmanship but also some knowledge of scientific surveying. However, its use was revived for a second time in the late 19th century by the geographer Ferdinand von Richthofen. He regarded chorography as a specialization within geography, comprising the description through field observation of the particular traits of a given area. The term is also now widely used by historians and literary scholars to refer to the early modern genre of topographical and antiquarian literature. Bibliography. Brayshape Mark. Topographical Writers in Southwest England. Exeter. University of Exeter Press. ISBN 0859899424-X. Broadway, Jan. No Histoire Summit. Gentry Culture and the Development of Local History in Elizabethan and Early Stuart England. Manchester, Manchester University Press. ISBN 9780719072949. Curry, C. R. Lewis, C.P. English County Histories, A Guide. Stroud, Alan Sutton. ISBN 0-7509-02892. Helgerson, Richard. Forms of Nationhood. The Elizabethan Writing of England. Chicago, University of Chicago Press. ISBN 0-226-326330. Mendyke, S. A. Speculum in Britanniae, Regional Study, Antiquarianism and Science in Britain to 1700. Toronto, University of Toronto Press. ISBN 0-8020-57446. Roll, Darrell J. The Chorographic Tradition and 17th and 18th Century Scottish Antiquaries. Journal of Art Historiography. 5. Michael Shanks and Christopher Whitmore. Echoes Across the Past. Chorography and Topography in Antiquarian Engagements with Place. Performance Research 15.4, 97-106.